Hello, and thank you so much for joining in for casting class. I wanted to go over some things that happened in our reading today. First thing, after I threw the bones, I had some things that were left over. Okay. Now, these in my keys mean this is a child, and that is perfect spiritual health. Okay. Now, this means that these things are like up in the air. Okay, they were left off the table. They were left in the vessel. So this is a really pertinent subject. Okay, so the subject is, whenever we look at everything else, we're going to have to relate it back to those two things. It has to relate back to these things. Okay, so let's put those right there. Now, here is the client. The client's looking toward the past. And they're looking at what? A journey. Okay, so there's a journey. It's either a journey they're going to have to take physically or mentally or spiritually, emotionally, whatever. And it also can relate to the journeys of whatever's happening here. Well, let's look at these things. This is actually the symbol of like a person's home, their core. So their home, their core, like that's an ancestral thing. And look at this. This is female and male together right there. That's a marriage. That is truly a marriage. But look what's in between them. That walrus tooth right there, that represents an intense hatred and a fight. And something terrible broke up that partnership right there. Doesn't mean they didn't have children though, because there's another little child right there. And it shows a physical issue right here. We're told to point toward this symbol of passing away. It might be that either the man or the woman passed away. It could be that the woman died in childbirth. It doesn't want to sit up anymore, so I'm just going to leave it like that. But it certainly affected the heart and the marriage and the whole attitude of the whole family to come. In fact, there was some mental illness and there was a turnaround of income for the family. Wow, I mean, this is really, for those ancestors right there, that's a pretty terrible thing that happened. It's not going to affect the client. Except in that it's going to help the client understand their situation today. Doesn't hurt them, but it shows what they came from and explains where they came from. Like, why was there so much angst in my family? Why were my grandparents so dysfunctional? And why was there so much secrecy about a child that was lost or something like that? Because definitely something going on there. And that's a genetic thing that was passed down through this lineage as well. So I just wanted to share that with you today because it's important for you to understand how your visual keys work together to form a story. And I love seeing these stories form. They're not all positive and sweetness and light, but they are rich and very detailed. Now, when we look at the positive stuff for this client, I see positive relationships, and very much positive as far as on the spiritual side and emotional side, very grounded, and everything's going to be fine for this client. It's just they needed some insight as to what happened in their ancestry, and it's been a privilege to show them today. Thank you so much for tuning in and subscribing and liking and sharing. Have a great day.